Welcome to Drunk and Broke, the show where you can learn how to make balanced and nutritious meals and still have money left over to buy beer. Today I'm making a chicken and vegetable stir fry over rice. This is a cheap and simple meal that has protein, carbohydrates, and fat, everything you need to survive this weekend. It also has the micronutrients that you will inevitably lose in the parking lot of Wayside this Saturday. I really like making this because it can be made in big batches to reheat throughout the week, so that way you don't have to worry about meals. It's also good for cleaning out your fridge and preventing food waste when you have a bunch of things in your fridge that you don't know what to do with. The first thing that you need to do to make this is to prep all of your ingredients. That's what we're going to do right now. Alright, so this is everything that you're going to need to make this stir fry. First we're going to start off with the ingredients for the sauce. It's the same sauce that I have going on with the chicken right now. I got that marinating. So first you're going to put in about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sriracha. I put about a teaspoon of this ginger. Here I got the pre-minced, pre-ground ginger paste. It's just super easy for prep. Ginger is really good for digestion, so I recommend putting that in a lot of your food. And then lastly we got pre-minced garlic. Again, I buy this because it's just simple and it doesn't make your hands all smelly. So that's it for the marinade. Mix all that together. I have about half a pound of chicken cut up in here right now, and I had that going for about an hour in the fridge. Next we're going to move on to the vegetables. I have an orange bell pepper, some carrots, some snow peas, and just like the last little bit of this frozen broccoli. Again, you can use whatever vegetables you have or you want. It's in your fridge. This is just what I have available, and so this is what I'm going to use. Lastly, you need rice. Ideally, you're going to want brown rice because the hull that's on brown rice before it's taken off to become white rice is super high in fiber and has a higher micronutrient count than the white rice here. This is just what I have, so I'm just going to use it. Lastly, you're going to need about a tablespoon of oil. I'm using vegetable oil. Peanut oil also works good. Canola oil is also fine. It's not ideal, but this is just what I have. So yeah, we're going to prep all of the vegetables by cutting them up, and then we're also going to get the rice started in the rice cooker. So for the rice, 1 cup usually yields about 2 to 3 servings when it's cooked. So I usually just cook 1 cup at a time in my rice cooker, and that is good for leftovers. So when I want to reheat this meal later on in the week, I already have the rice done. Alright, so now that the rice is cooking, we're gonna start chopping up our vegetables. So first, just wash everything that needs to be washed. You don't know whose hands have been on this bell pepper before it got to you. So yeah, once you do all that, you're good. Have 1 or 2 bowls just right here, so that way when you're cutting stuff up, you just throw it in the bowl and then you have an empty cutting board to now cut up the next thing. Be a little bit organized, keep your kitchen nice and clean. Alright, so now I'm gonna put the sauce together that we're gonna use in this recipe. One ingredient I forgot at the beginning, a little bit of orange juice. You probably have this left over from cocktails when you had your friends over a couple nights ago. That's definitely what that was from. So, I'm not very good at measurements. I just kind of like throw stuff in, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do like exact measurements for you guys. So forgot to grab a spoon. This is how you know this is a realistic cooking video. Okay, there's no big budget or anything like that. And that's how you know this stuff is realistic. Anybody can make it, even if you have no cooking skills. You'll get them someday. So first, we're gonna do like a tablespoon of ginger. I'm actually gonna do a little bit more because I like ginger. It's good for you. Helps that digestion for when you got all that test anxiety, all that anxiety about getting up and going to class every day. That's what that's good for. About the same amount of garlic. I'm gonna do like a little bit of the juice too. Just add some extra flavor. We're gonna do like 1 spoon of sesame oil. This stuff is really concentrated, really potent flavor, so you don't really want that much, because even like that much you're gonna taste in the sauce pretty well. Now, soy sauce. I'm gonna do like 3 spoons of this. It's not very good at measuring because it kind of just falls out. And then lastly, actually not lastly, second to last, like 2 spoons of sriracha. There's something wrong with this sriracha. It is off its game tonight. Yikes. Like that much. You can add more, you can add less. I like that much because I like it spicy. Lastly, the orange juice. This is just to add a little bit of extra sweetness. It's really kind of a salty, kind of spicy mess going on in here. This is going to help balance out the flavors a little bit. You could also use like sugar. You could use honey. You could also use like fresh squeezed orange juice if you have an orange that you need to use up. I just do like a splash of it like that, and then just mix it up. One thing that's really important about making your own sauces at home is that the bottled like pre-made marinades and sauces, they're just so processed and they're just like full of just like random ingredients that you don't need, and it's been sitting on a shelf for like a year. All this stuff, you know, is single ingredient and it's pretty shelf stable, you know. Things like oil you're gonna want to keep in a cupboard so a light doesn't get to it, doesn't make it go rancid as quickly. But all this stuff I regularly have in my fridge because it's just versatile to use in a lot of things, and you can make like this delicious sauce homemade, and it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients in it. It's gonna be way better for you than whatever Panda Express type sauce that you're getting at the grocery store. Alright, camera angle change. So next we're gonna actually start cooking, which is so fun. I have a wok that has definitely seen its fair share of stir fries. You don't have to use a wok if you don't have one, just like a bigger pan. If you don't have a big pan, that's fine. You can use a smaller pan. You're just gonna have to like cook everything in like smaller batches, that way everything cooks evenly. So this is what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna get this going on about medium-high heat. And then once the pan is hot, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil, and it's going to get really loud in here. So you're going to take tongs and put your chicken in the hot pan, and it's going to get me really loud. So we're going to let this brown kind of get to know each other, you know, the oil and the chicken. Let it cook for a little while, like 10 minutes. You want to make sure all the pink is gone. Alright, so you got your chicken removed from the pan. You're going to take all your glorious vegetables. Just put them in the pan like that. Again, if you have a small pan, I recommend doing these vegetables in batches. just so everything cooks evenly. Because it's kind of a bummer when you're eating and like half your vegetables are super mushy and the other half are completely raw. That's just a bad vibe. So we're gonna let this go. Kind of stir, you know, keep it stirring. That's what the point of a stir fry is. Keep it going. Make sure everything is cooking nice and evenly. And just to show off my sweet cooking skills, I'm gonna do a little Bobby Flay, Gordon Ramsay, little flip action there. You know, only do that if you're an expert chef like myself. So now I'm going to add back in the chicken to the pan. Make sure everything gets in there. I'm going to stir it up. Introduce them to each other, you know. Have them form a little relationship, a little bond. Oh, I don't want to spill it. Sauce we made earlier goes right in. Like that. Boom. Now, just gotta stir it all around. Alright, so while that's finishing cooking and the chicken's finishing cooking and everything, do your dishes. So that way, when you're done eating this meal and you want to go into a food coma, you don't gotta worry about your dishes and then your roommates don't get at you. I mean, mine doesn't, but like, you know what I mean. The roommates won't get at you, everyone will be happy, and then you wake up tomorrow and you're like, whoa, my kitchen's already clean. How'd that happen? Oh yeah, because I cleaned it last night while I was waiting for my food to finish cooking. Alright, so you got it all bowled up there. It's nice and hot, it's delicious. Look how vibrant it is. Literally, like, Panda Express could never. And now you got your dishes done too. So now you can sit down and enjoy this meal that you know is gonna sustain you. It's gonna make sure you get all your vitamins, minerals, and macros in, and you're gonna be able to go out and save the world after eating this. That isn't like a medically accurate thing, so don't hold me against that, but that's just my experience. So enjoy.